Saints and Sinners, welcome to another episode of Confessions of a D.I.Y. Musician, where our band Marina City takes you behind the scenes of all things that happen in the daily lives of independent, unsigned musicians. We're going to tell you stories that have helped us go through this crazy life, and we hope that maybe it helps you as well. Now, check it. You are in our basement rehearsal space. These are the drums that we play on, the keyboards that we play on. This is not the mic that I sing on usually. We just try to make that a little bit more upgrade for this amazing podcast.
Getting fancy with it, you know.
Anyways, this episode.
You're not going to introduce us?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude.
If you guys don't know already, and you guys have been watching, this is like the 12th episode, or maybe 11th. I'm not actually too sure. I am Ryan Argast, and I am joined by my two very best friends, Todor Brinajiv and Eric Samazarea. We make the band Marina City. Oh, yeah. I sing in the band. Todor plays guitar and sings and plays piano. And then there's Eric. And so we have then there's Eric who plays drums.
Just cut to me starting to say something, and then you just edit it out.
Yeah. So we're going to do about a half-hour session about a story that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people know this happened, but don't know all the behind the scenes of it. So if you hear this and you're like, oh, that was that time, you're absolutely right.
That was that time. Most of the things we talk about are
from that time. Yeah. Anyways, this episode is Don't Take That Deal Part 2. So in the last part, we talked about a situation where a label was like, hey, we're going to do a whole episode. We're going to do a whole showcase with you guys, show up, and it was kind of goofy. It was crazy. This is a situation where completely opposite. In this situation, we went to them. Mm-hmm. We were flown out all the way to LA. We had this opportunity.
First class, private jet.
We had this opportunity to record with this famous producer, ultra famous. In fact, I know for a fact that you have heard some of his music.
Yeah.
And we played, we went there, and we were only supposed to be there for like a couple days to just record some songs that we had written. But what ended up turning out to be was that we ended up recording new music with him. We ended up writing and recording a bunch of new music. And then towards the end of it, he wanted to sign us to a production deal. And we said no. And we thought we were going to say yes at that time. How do you say no to one of the most powerful producers at the time? And he had record labels that showed up to his door to listen to us. He had some of our biggest celebrity idols all there sitting at the table, and we walked away from it. And so why the fuck did we do that? Well, some people still wonder that. I think we have a different kind of
we don't wonder about that anymore.
How do you guys want to start this?
We talk about how we can't sleep at night because no, I'm just kidding. I don't know how we start.
So why not take a deal of this caliber? Now, I'm going to go all the way backwards. Let's go from the beginning here.
Yeah, we're telling the story, right?
Tell the story.
Yeah.
So we get the opportunity to go all the way out to LA to record 3 songs with this producer. This is a dream come true, something that we've always wanted to do. Mm-hmm. We've grown up listening to the music. We thought this was going to be the moment. So we go out there and we start doing it. And immediately we sit down and we're in his mansion. And he says to us, okay, what do you want to sound like? What kind of music do you want to sound like? And I think all 6 of us at the time, there was a 6-piece band, said probably a different band.
Yeah.
And this is probably no fault to him. This is what the problem was of our band. I don't think if you sat all 6 of us down or you negotiate or you interrogated us in separate rooms that we would all come out with the same answer. And there is a strength to that, but there's also some dysfunction to that. And I just don't know if we knew exactly what we wanted to be. But he was trying to find that and go, okay, this is a lane that you're going to pick, and we're going to start writing in that lane. We weren't necessarily ready for that.
No.
The second thing he asks us, he says, hey, Ryan, tell us a joke.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this.
And you know what's so funny about this?
Like literally the first thing.
Yeah, this day one.
Like within like 10 minutes of us being there or in the studio, it was just, hey Ryan, can you tell us a joke?
I want to hear a joke.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why is
wanna
because I think what happened is that I came in ready to answer all his questions. Like he was like, how many people do you guys draw? How many people are you doing this? How are you doing that? Where are you doing this? And I was like, boom, bam, boom, bam. I got this. And then he was like, this guy's pretty serious. Tell me a joke. And I was out this weekend and with these two people and the one person says to me, have you ever thought about being a comedian? And I thought that was so funny because I kept thinking about this moment where I was like, dude,
you have no idea how not funny I am.
I could not think of any joke. In fact, there was one joke that kept coming in my head that someone else told us that was extremely inappropriate. And because we just knew this person from just 10 minutes ago, it was something hard for me not to say. So I was like, I don't know. And I think
hard for you to say. But yeah.
Yeah, hard for me. What did I say?
Not to say.
Yeah.
You didn't just blur it out.
Yeah, I didn't blur it out. It was hard for me to say. And I think Toter was like, well, Ryan knows a lot of riddles. He's like, I don't want to hear a riddle. I want to hear a joke.
I was like, okay, mister, sorry.
I was like, we're like, I actually don't know. I don't even know if I ended up telling a joke. I think he was like, you know what, forget about it.
Yeah. And you know what? Like,
there was no joke
in fairness, this was probably like one of the best ways to kick off this experience. Like, because we kind of walked into this studio thinking, we're hot shit. We're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to work with one of the best producers in the world.
Yeah.
Here we go. And we're like the coolest undiscovered band ever. We've written 10, 15 songs to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he sits us down, and I think he registered immediately. He's like, I gotta take these punk ass kids down about 15,000 pegs.
Down a notch,
so he just
please.
he grilled us on just like things we were absolutely not prepared for. Like, tell us a joke. And it was just kind of about disarming,
Yeah.
And sure, like maybe you could see a malicious side to it.
Yeah.
But it was also, I think, totally justified on his part and a great learning experience.
Well, he was definitely testing us because I remember one of the first songs we played for them was an acoustic version of I Can't Love You. I don't remember if that was the first one, but we played it at some point. We were all playing it in there. And we started playing it. And now if you're not a guitar player, playing something on an acoustic guitar is a little bit harder than when it comes down to electric versus acoustic because of string tension, whatever. And he stops us and then he goes, hey, can you play that a whole step down or up? I forget up or down, but he asked us to transpose the entire song on the spot as I'm sitting with my guitar in hand, and he's just looking at me and he's just like, yeah, can you play that in a different key, whole step down? And I'm just like, oh, motherfucker. And I was just like, Lord, my brain was just like, it's like that math meme, that lady. And it was like, and ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Mm.
We actually ended up transposing it. But it was just like little things like that where he was just like, should I test these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Should I let them know what's actually good?
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, I like this song that you guys played. I want you guys to play this in front of this extremely famous drummer who every single person and their mother knows and has worked with every single band in existence. We want you to play this song in front of him real quick. We're like, what?
I think it's fair to say the first drummer that came to your mind is probably the drummer that we played for.
Yeah.
And we were like,
that's all we'll say about it.
Guy came out, tattoos all around his body, walks into the studio, and he's like, all right, you guys ready to play me that song? And we're like, what?
Yeah.
How are you here?
Yeah.
Is this like...
We were just like, what the fuck? I mean, this drummer that we were talking about is quite literally sitting where Ryan is sitting. And as we're playing I Can't Love You, I see the drummer's foot tapping on the ground, and it was just a super surreal moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was really cool.
It was crazy.
So that happens, right? And then they're like, yeah, man, this is really cool. And as we're hanging out with him, the producer goes, all right, well, I'm going to write, how many songs have you guys written? And we're like, we've written about, let's see, I don't know, probably like 30 songs. He goes, 30 songs? I wrote 30 songs last week. Why haven't you written more? And to be frank, we still don't write enough songs.
Yeah.
But he was like, I was like, what? And he's like, how many people are you guys drawing to your shows? We said this much. He's like, how come it's not more? It's like, fuck, dude, we just told you we're selling out a show. We literally just said our show is sold out. And he's like, how come it's not more? And it was just like all those things that kept drilling. And then he goes, all right, well, we're going to write some music. I like some of the songs you guys brought. I like this specific lyric here. I'm going to go in the back and I'm going to write something real quick and I'm going to come back and I'm going to see if you guys like it. We're like, okay. So he like leaves. I don't even know if it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He goes and he comes back with a brand new song, melody lines, with top line like vocal lyrics, but mostly just melody lines. And he goes, okay, here's a song. And we're like, dude, this song's awesome. Like this song's really cool. All right, let's check it out. So we go start recording it. But the thing is that he was like, yo, there's 6 of you guys. I don't need 6 of you guys. I just need the singer. So he brought me into the studio and I don't know what you guys even did. Like it was just me and him locked in the studio while you guys were sitting outside.
Nah, I mean, so he had these 2 assistants that he was working very closely with. They were pretty much, his right and left hand man.
And now they're massive.
They're massive producers now. Again, but yeah, I mean, while you were singing, we were just making guitar parts. I wouldn't necessarily say that it was a collaborative process. It was more so like, hey, play this on your guitar, and then hit the record button, and that was really it. Like,
They also gave you a mandolin.
he also gave me a mandolin. He also gave me a mandolin. So that was an interesting experience. Never can say that was probably the first time I ever played a mandolin, and the only time I've played a mandolin, really.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting experience because we were there for probably about a week that we planned to be there, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it was literally this mega famous producer. We should just have a name for him. Bob.
Bob it is.
But yeah, so Bob and Ryan are working feverishly in the back studio, and we're out with the assistants, basically, kind of throwing in our 2 cents here and there, really minor production things, and we start getting like existential crisis. Like,
Yeah,
there was literally a point where some of us just like went off into a corner and we're just like, let's write our own songs. And we came up with these riffs and these chord changes, and we showed it to him, and he was like, well, that's not a song. Those are just chords. And
Yeah.
like, oh, crap, you're right. And it was
I actually don't even know that you did that.
Yeah, we did. I still remember, actually, from time to time, there's this fucking song, there's this riff that comes up, and it was in result from what happened that
You
day.
guys decided, I'm going to write something and show this, and then they were just like,
Yeah.
cool.
I remember me and Brian were like writing something on guitar, and we had a melody down, and we thought it was cool. It wasn't a bad melody, but like we showed it to John, we showed it to this person, Bob, and we were just yeah. And he was just like, oh, that's cool, and like continued doing whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
Because we had so much downtime. I cannot even stress to you, like, we were just, frankly, we were crawling up the walls to just think of something to do.
Yeah.
Because like after it was like a day, cool, we're excited. Day 2, all right. So was that day 3? Are we still in the band?
Yeah. It was like slowly
Day 4,
dwindling out.
what are drums?
Yeah.
And it was just like our sanity was just whittling away. Like there was a day where we like watched a movie in his backyard
Oh my god!
outdoor projector
Just go
theater
with it.
screen.
You
Yeah,
just go with it.
I don't even remember. It was an Adam Sandler movie. Is that what it was? Just go with it. And every once in a while, I just get like a text from Aaron that says, "I gotta take a Devlin." It's just like from that movie. But anyways, if you know, you know. The 10 people who saw that movie. But yeah, so we were
Guys,
we were seriously
I'm literally in the studio.
we were bored.
tracking
I know.
Over and over, and
Ryan
you
is
guys
like
are outside.
Ryan is like sweating.
Yeah.
His
Dude
voice
is
is
putting me
gone.
through a
Putting
fucking
through a
ringer,
runner,
dude.
He's getting like
Yeah.
lashed. Sing it again.
Sing it again.
I have no idea
And these
actually
guys
what
are
it was like.
outside drinking smoothies,
We're playing
eating vegan
ping pong.
tacos.
We're playing ping pong, and we're just like, "Hey, you want to start a band?"
Yeah.
Like basically what happened. We're just hanging out. Hey, we should start a band.
Dude, it was crazy, man. And
Or
so-
like when there was one taco left from the whole entire meal.
The whole
Hey,
meal,
meal,
dude.
one taco left. Like the assistant went out to get tacos for everybody, but this producer that we were working with didn't get any tacos, right? Like we pretty much ate them all.
me and him didn't get any.
You and yeah, exactly.
And I think I'm gonna call Brian if he's watching. I'm pretty sure he ate like 4 of them because he was like, "Well, these are gluten free," and he was gluten free, but they were vegan, gluten free, and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And so there was like literally one taco for him, one taco for me.
Yeah.
And like we'd been in the studio for hours, and I was like,
like nobody wanted to touch the last
No,
tacos.
I just can't. I can't stress enough how surreal this experience was.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was such a perfect example because what you have to picture is where 6 boys from Chicago, we like to eat.
yeah.
There's no celebrities out here.
Yeah.
we're just hanging out indoors because it's usually freaking cold, and we fly out there. It was like winter or like early, spring maybe.
yeah, it was in April.
So
was
we
probably
were,
right around
we were
the
like
same.
soaking in the sun. We're happy to be there. We're meeting celebrities
Yeah.
and like hanging out with like legit like A-list famous musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, they give us like 4 vegan tacos to split between the 9 of us in the studio. And they're like, this is enough sustenance
Yeah.
for an LA
get you by.
squad.
And then they
know?
give you bee pollen.
And then bee pollen to make you healthier, Like they're about to, do some yoga sessions. And
Hey,
then
bee pollen is fire. It's great.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I think it, like, as we're reminiscing on these funny stories, it just goes to show you how we just were dropped into this alien landscape and just like kind of lulled into this like weird, I don't know, like delusion's not the right word,
Yeah.
but just like, it was just like, wow, is this what life is like in LA?
Right.
Yeah. It
Take
was-
the 5 and you just get some
Yeah.
bee pollen,
Right.
dude. And
Yeah.
like,
It was something that it didn't feel like real life. Like it's like, wow, people
was a
live
very
like
surreal
this. We live a
experience,
very
yeah.
different life. So we go and so we do all this, right? And then after that, he's like, I really like you guys. I really, really like you guys. I want to pitch you guys to some labels and some management. So another massive A-list celebrity comes in and likes the music and is thinking about managing us. And 3 massive labels come in and they're like, ooh, I really like this. If John Witness is part of this.
we're gonna have to add
then,
some like bleeps in here. Bob.
Bob, yeah.
It's okay.
If Bob is part of this, then I want to be part of it too. So they're like, yeah, let me get in it. And we're thinking, wow, this is going to be really great. So, there's a point where Toter is actually playing freaking ping pong with him. And the way they were playing ping pong was shirtless.
Yeah.
And if you get it wrong, if you miss it,
Yeah.
he has to whip the ball right at your bare chest.
So this is called Canadian ping pong. I don't know if
Is
right?
how he
Like-
described. He probably made it up.
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, he probably did make it up, but pretty much it's just regular ping pong with 2 shirtless men. And once you score a point, you get to beam like tennis freaking
Just
serve.
like a slam.
Yeah, just like slam the ball at the other dude's chest.
Was it chest or their back?
Back, I think it was chest. You like cover your nuts, make sure that's all good, and then you get welts on your fucking body.
So
And
I mean,
it's extreme ping pong.
yeah. I mean, in fairness, we were like homies. We were hanging out.
Yeah,
it was
no,
like,
it was-
it was like cool. It was a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah, actually, I know this sounds like almost, maybe it sounds scary, but it's just more like how
mean, it
crazy
was scary,
It was scary,
but
but it was a
certain
scary
moments,
good time.
yeah.
Like, just to put that in perspective, exactly how that went, him and I are in the studio, we're recording. He goes, this is how he took a lot of caffeine. He was very hyped up on caffeine. And so he was just like, we gotta go outside. And I was like, okay. So he just walks, he starts staring outside. He sees you, Toda, right? Yeah. Come on, let's play some Canadian ping pong. Toda's like, I don't know what that is. He's like, take your shirt off. He's like, okay.
Mike?
He goes, okay, all right, here we go. And if I hit it, then I beam you. And he's like, okay. And he goes,
Yeah.
oh.
I'm like,
And,
oh, shit.
and I think you were beating him. And I think he was
Yeah.
getting upset.
He was getting mad.
Dude, it was
And then
like-
he goes, okay.
He couldn't take the heat, man.
He says, okay, I'm done. Let's go back in the studio. And then him and I go back in the studio and we start recording again.
It was like
Yeah.
all the tropes of like eccentric genius. Like
Yeah,
everything
literally,
you can imagine.
yeah.
Just talking and thinking at 1,000,000 miles per hour, which is amazing. It's such an inspirational energy to be around.
Yeah.
But it was also just like, again, alien landscape.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
we were just caught in like a tornado, and we're just like, what day is it?
Yeah.
What is happening?
So I mean, like, look, we have this super mega producer who wants to. He's like, I want to sign you guys to a production deal, and then we have all these labels that are really interested. We have these managements that are really interested by A-list celebrities. Everything is right here. We're living in a world that we never thought we were going to be in. We were plucked out of Chicago right into LA. This is the dream come true right here, and all of that stuff, we end up saying no. And so I will say why in just a moment after our sponsor break.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsors for Confessions of a DIY Musician is marinacityband.com. That is right, marinacityband.com. Please go visit marinacityband.com and get all of your info, your shop,
please.
everything else there. So look, this band is ran by you guys. It runs on you like Duncan runs on America.
Yeah.
We
Don't even give anybody. You know what? He got the slogan wrong, but we're not giving away free sponsorship.
Yeah,
It's sponsored by Marina City, not any
Duncan.
other.
But if Duncan wanted to, you guys, we're completely independent. So every dollar that happens through our merch site at marinacityband.com, every single donation, all that kind of jazz goes right to us to keep making this a reality. If you like what you hear, please go pick up a T-shirt, a CD, a hat, whatever it is on the web store right now. On top of that, at marinacityband.com, you can go and check out our Discord, which is probably the most important thing that we have on that website. It's a great community with people all across the world that are talking to each other, not just about Marina City, but about maybe venting about something that they can't vent about in real life, or maybe something about their dog pictures of their dogs, or something that they're really proud of. It's just a great community to talk to people, real people that are just like you. And of course, you can see all of our tour dates right at marinacityband.com. If you would like to book us for a private event, please reach out to management at marinacityband.com. And on top of that, make sure that you text us at 815-609-4220.
Uh-oh.
This is live, baby. Oh,
Whoa!
baby. This is live, baby.
Come on, man.
This is what we do.
It's so
12 episodes
live
in,
right
man.
now.
We are so live. Dude, this is 12 episodes. I cannot believe 815-406-6209. Jesus Louise.
He's sweating a little under the collar.
815-406-6209. Sign up for our texting hotline. It's the best way to be in contact and up to date on everything that we are doing. And now that I brutally ruined that sponsorship, let's go to why. Let's end our cliffhanger and end this episode right here. So why? Why do we not sign with a mega producer, with these A-list celebrities, with the stars in our eyes and everything else? Why do we not do that?
Because we wanted 5 million. They gave us 2 million.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
Not enough millions.
Not
And
enough
look at us
millies.
now,
The
chilling
milli.
with our
Dungeon basement.
dungeon
basement,
basement.
So look, only 3 of us. So
Dang, it's dark.
So, no, look.
Everybody loves us.
So what happened was is that we call our lawyer at the time, and we're like, lawyer, we got this deal. It's in our hands.
So excited.
We're so excited. We're ready to sign
Ecstatic.
this. We're ready to sign this right now. I'm at the time.
I'm thinking Porsche.
I'm on vocal arrest at this moment, and he wants to talk to us and like, is that cool to sign you guys? And we're jumping up and down. We're freaking out. I mean, this is the dream come true. Call a lawyer. Lawyer says, okay, get the stars out of your eyes. Get away from the A-list celebrities. Get away from LA, and let's look at this contract just completely in Chicago, one-on-one. Let's break it down. We say, all right, cool, let's do it. But we're gonna sign it, so that sounds great. And so we say, Bob, thank you so much for an amazing time. This was absolutely incredible. We cannot believe we're doing this. See you later, alligator. We're going to Chicago, and we'll see you back in a couple weeks. So we go to Chicago. We open up that contract. We go, huh?
Well, that's interesting.
Ah.
Where did that come from?
It goes,
what's
okay, my
that?
man. So you guys want to be signed to me? We're going to take you for 7 albums. We're going to take 75% of your earnings,
75.
and then we're going to write all your music. And yeah, so we're like, okay, so hold on, think about this for a second. First of all, 7 albums. Do you know how much 7 albums is?
That's like 14 years.
Dude,
At least. Yeah.
Like just to put this in perspective, like NSYNC never came out with 7 albums.
Yeah, they only came out with 2. That's a bad
3.
example.
One Direction never came out with 7 albums. My Chemical Romance. I mean, has Fall Out Boy even came out with 7 albums yet? I mean, we're talking about 7 albums.
Taylor Swift is at 11 now.
11?
11.
But is that including the rewrites?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Which is an insane number, but she's been at it since she was like freaking
16, 14?
16. Probably younger.
So,
long time.
7 albums is a long time.
Long time.
So we go, okay, well, I mean, that seems like a lot. Are they giving us any money? And I think there was there money given? No, I don't think so. No.
Not that I remember of.
No, they were just taking money.
Yeah.
So it was like 75% of our earnings. Okay. Now, just to put this in perspective, 75% of our earnings, we're not even signed to a management or signed to a label at this point.
Yeah.
And a label is going to take earnings. Management's going to take earnings. So
this is just for
producing our records. Producing our records. Okay. But he was taking 75% of everything. Only producing our records, but 75% of everything. Yeah. That's merchandise. That's tour. That's publishing. That is
royalties.
That's royalties. 75% of
Yeah.
everything that comes into Marina City, City of Dreams LLC would go to him. That's before. Now we're not even talking about labels. There's 25% left over to go to a label, a booking agent, a publishing, a manager, us,
And
6 members.
The 6 of us.
The 6 of us. Okay, for 7 albums. So we go, okay. And then the big thing is that would we write any of our music? And now we're talking here. Now, at this point, we're probably not even that strong of songwriters at the point. But now you think back and you go, okay. So maybe we are the biggest band in the world. Let's say we're the biggest band in the world. But we didn't write any of the music that we were singing. And we make $0 from it. Did we do this for the fame? Is that why we did this?
Yeah. Do we get any satisfaction at the end of this tunnel here?
Do you just you do it for the fame? If you just do it for the fame, then I guess why not? We should have done it. But we were like, why do we do music? And it's to connect with people. It's to emote our emotions. It's to, wear our heart on our sleeves. And if we can't do that, that sucks. And then on top of that, we are going to be freaking piss poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In debt, really.
In debt, really. Then why would we do this? Now,
I do think it's important to state that in fairness, looking back at all of this experience, we thought too highly of ourselves. We were not ready for this situation.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why we got this deal in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? We had no weight to throw around, even though we thought we did. We had no, we were completely unproven, untested. I don't know if we're somebody's now, but we definitely were nobody's then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
So in fairness, it's like someone assuming all the risk on nobody and just kind of like, we were just going to be the face of this project. But I think ultimately we also took a step back and realized, you know what, not only is this not what we want, but this is not what we're ready for, And I think that's
a big part.
That's like the biggest thing that at least I took away from this experience is that we're just so vastly unprepared for dealing with A-listers, essentially,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Sometimes I think about it and it's like, what would that life have been if we were ready? But it's not even like.
But I mean, the life that you have when you are ready isn't that deal.
Right. Right.
Like we got that deal because we got offered that deal because we were not ready.
Right.
For sure.
I mean, they were going to invest a lot into us. And of course they wanted to make their investment back. Yeah. And that's what labels and people who invest into you want. They're not in it for charity.
It's a business.
It's a business.
Yeah.
And we just were not a product that we felt were ready for it. And I wonder what it would be like now, the 3 of us, if something like that came. I think that we would be more sure of ourselves.
Sure.
Which would help figure out the right direction that the band would go. Because again, I told you in the beginning of this podcast, 6 of us would tell you 6 different answers of what the band sounds like. So now this producer's going to write music based off of the 6 things that we said. We didn't even know what we wanted to sound like. You know?
I mean, to me, I think the moral of this story is like, sure, be aware of potentially shady people and shady deals, but also like have some weight to throw around in these situations. Be prepared for these situations. Know what you're getting into, and establish yourself and take what is appropriate, like an appropriate next step for where you're at. That to me is like what I took away from this whole experience. Is to me, it was like, all right, we can bite off more than we can chew, but we're not going to get anything in return, materially or like
internally.
Yeah. So that was kind of, and I think nowadays, I would like to think at least that if we were in this situation again, we would have enough power to like push back and negotiate,
Right.
and actually have a back and forth, where things can be a little bit more mutual.
Yeah.
Where at the time, we 100% weren't ready for that.
Right.
So, be aware of finding yourself in situations where you're just like, holy shit, what am I doing here? You know,
Right.
You can get easily lost in it. And it's scary for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap this up?
No.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we didn't say a lot of the names in here is because I really want to stress that even though some of it could seem shady on our side of the story, in reality, it's just business. It's just what the music business is.
Yeah.
Why didn't we take that deal? It's specifically because of us rather than them. And they had to do what was best for them, as we had to do what was best for us.
I would also like to stress, there's no ill will between any of the people involved.
Yeah, I think
we actually worked with this person like a few months later.
Yeah,
Like,
we actually played with them, and it was totally cool. I mean, I think he was a little shocked and taken back that we didn't do it, and because he brought up like, hey, I don't know, this is gonna be tough. You guys don't do this, but not to the extent of what the other guy did in the latest episode.
But look, I mean, that's a good point, because like, if I would like to think that if we got this offer and we said no now, there would be a counter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That goes to show how unprepared we were at the time.
Yeah.
That when we said no, it was like, okay.
Right.
And that was it.
Yeah, there wasn't anything like more to it.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Confessions of a DIY Musician. We really appreciate you guys for listening or watching. If you're watching on our YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on Spotify and everywhere that you get your podcasts. I am Ryan Argast for Todor Bernajiv, Eric Summers-Rea. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you again next time. Adios.
Meow, meow.